Good evening. My name is Sylvia Alexander. I'm the chair of the Education, Libraries, and Cultural Affairs Committee. Um, we have with us this evening, um, Emily Houseman, who is a, member of the committee, Georgia Santiago on Zoom. He is a member, and myself. We do not have a quorum, so therefore I can't pass the minutes. Um, The discussion, I'm going down the agenda. The next item is the chairperson's report. And basically, I was going to talk about the art in public schools. I personally have some knowledge of that. I know that when I was a PA president of 141, they have a band and they have a art teacher, and I had visited that room. So I know that they have that. 24 has that. Um, 81, I believe, also has that. I got a email from the Independent Budget Office that does investigations into some of the items like civic engagement and education, libraries, and such. I have a email that I received, which is basically a rundown as to what they do. However, I would like to wait until we have more members. It's something that really falls under cultural affairs. And that is something that I feel is very important to speak about. So I'm going to table that for a while and see if I can do that by having a speaker from the Independent Budget Office come and speak with us about the art uh, in the public schools. It's not just art, it is also music and dance and other things. So it really falls totally under cultural affairs. I'm excited about the program, and I would like to know which schools have it and which don't. I'm told that most schools do have a teacher qualified in those two areas. However, I'm not sure that everyone in District 10 has that. And it should all be um, uniform as far as teaching is concerned. It's important to keep the kids interested, and I know that when I was in school, we had one child, a boy, who sketched all day long. He didn't do his work, but he just sketched. That was what he was interested in. And the teacher just punished him all the time for doing it, which I thought was such a terrible thing because he was very good. And, to stifle some child that is showing some special talent, even at that time, I felt that was wrong. So I'd like to have more information about that. I hope that you all feel the same way. Okay. Um, Libraries report, we don't have, we have Aga Chen from the Spuyten Duyvil Library.
Would you like report now? Okay, so I can only, hello everyone. I can only talk about Spuyten Duyvil because I haven't received any messages from my colleagues from other branches, but so far everything is going well. The weather is getting better, nicer outside, so we planning, at least for Spuyten Duyvil, we planning on getting a permit from the city parks to do some of our programming outside in the park, in Seton Park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we've always been doing it, just to, ease the traffic in the branch, plus, patrons enjoy, having programs in the park, so that's the plan for the next couple of weeks. Other than that, everything is going well, we still fully staffed, 7 people, at Spike and Dival, so we look forward to, maintaining our programs and, offering, community everything that they need, and, we're busy and everything is going well so far.
Right, I know several people that, come to Spite and Dive, and they're all very happy.
Oh, yeah,
With the
okay, good,
programs
good,
and
I'm glad to hear
everything,
that, yeah, that's great.
So, whatever you're doing it well.
Oh, thank you, I'll let the team know. Thank you.
Is there any message from downtown as far as budget is concerned?
Nothing yet, no,
Not yet.
nothing that, no, not for the public, yeah, I can find out, I can reach out to public relations, but,
Right.
nothing that I can share with you at this
Because I'd
point.
like to include something special.
Okay, I'll reach out.
I mean, I
to-
do have the 6 day service.
Yes, right
I
now.
do that, they
Mhm.
tell me don't do it anymore,
Mhm.
but I'm doing it anyway.
Let me find out and I'll get back to you, okay?
Good.
Just get more details about it, yes.
What kind of programs are they gonna do outside?
So we're gonna be doing story time
Mm-hmm.
because that's our most popular,
I've been there.
and
so
yeah,
I get it,
yeah. So, we're gonna be doing this and then we do STEAM on Tuesdays afternoon and we're planning on doing it outside as
Oh,
well.
So cool.
So all the other programs are mostly, for the
Mhm.
indoor. So, yeah, those 2 big ones,
Oh, great.
yeah.
And you don't have any problem with the children anymore after school. They used to be a little rowdy.
So,
from
I mean,
141.
you know what, at this point, I think we pick our battles and, because
Mm.
we are such a busy branch. We always, like, we used to the noise in the
Mhm.
I was gonna
afternoon.
say, it's the noisiest, best noise on the island.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, so like we not a quiet library in the afternoon, and if anyone wants quiet, peace and quiet, we always say either come in the morning. Because in the afternoon, youth takes over.
Yeah.
So we really not bothered by it. I think the community is used to it now.
Yeah,
That afternoons are filled with,
they're gonna be
kids.
there,
yeah.
yeah.
And we have separate section now for the teens, even though we only 1 floor. We moved teen collection to the front of the library.
Oh,
So rather than having teens all over, teens are only allowed in 1 area of the library. And then we have like more quiet area for the adults in the back. And then 1 whole side is just children. So it's been working,
Oh, good.
yeah,
good.
without
I
adding another floor or building a brand new, library. It's been working well.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
we're happy with.
I'm
solution.
always concerned because years ago, I date back a little further than maybe some of you. There was talk about changing the branch building because it is all on 1 floor.
Yeah,
And you really do need more
we out,
space.
yeah, the neighborhood.
And I don't
yeah.
see it anywhere anymore, so they just dropped that whole thing?
So since I started in 2015, I haven't heard anything.
Really?
No, so I'm not really sure. There was a mention, I think our patrons reached out to Eric Dinowitz asking what would it cost to build a new branch because we are so small and we could use another floor. And I think again, this is just something that was,
Right,
patrons told me, he said around $50 million
Yeah, that
to
sounds
build
about
a,
right.
yeah, to build a
15
new.
or
50, 50.
Yeah, that's. what-
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but again.
they were going to put, where the
2nd floor.
sidewalk is very large.
Yeah,
What street is that?
230,
Independence Avenue.
oh yeah, Independence. 230.
So they were thinking of putting another level there. Exactly, if we didn't
Yeah,
have
no,
any
no,
exact, picture of what it was gonna look like, but,
Hmm.
it sounded like it was going to give more space. And, at that time, it was very difficult because the children from 141 used to come in and it would be winter and they would be indoors
Yeah.
and they were penned up all day. So
Yeah.
therefore they let out their energies and it was not nice for the elderly people that were there. They wanted quiet. So it didn't really mesh too well. So, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I think we all
better.
found a compromise.
Mhm.
And I think, I mean, you cannot make everybody happy, but I
No.
think majority of the people coming
Right.
in.
Right, well, the way
happy
things
with
are
the-
going,
with
there's
the
not enough,
solution.
a lot of money floating around.
Yeah, there was like the, affordable, quick change that we made and it's been working. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
it works for everybody right now.
nobody else came. Oh, Julie's here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Julie.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
So, that's for that.
Sorry, it's so loud back here.
I'm glad you're here. The budget. It hasn't really changed too much, but I did formulate it a little bit better. I know that Farah has sent copies to all the members of the committee. One, of course, is capital and one is expense. And basically, it has stayed the same, in tech. Well, are there any questions on it? I don't wanna, take your time to go over what I did last time.
Does George or Emily have any questions on that? Is this the order you
No,
all
I don't.
decided?
Yeah, that's the way I'm submitting it.
Yeah, this was everything we had talked about last time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause I got a better understanding of like how it works.
Oh, right.
Right,
yes.
cause I was like asking 100 questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like, even 2 years in, I feel like I'm playing catch up sometimes, like to understand the history and
Oh,
some
sure.
people have been here for so long that it's just like everybody understands the way it works, so it's
No, you
not like.
should always ask.
Okay.
'cause yes, people, new people especially,
Mhm.
you know.
Right, cause we like didn't have the numbers of like what things cost and. so that
Yeah,
was
we
helpful
don't have to
understand.
have the numbers.
we don't.
No.
Yeah,
No, in fact, many of these were submitted with numbers,
Mm-hmm.
but I chose
Mhm.
not to put it in because,
You don't have to.
and they probably would then base it on how much it's gonna cost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that they would favor something else, if it's equal. So, I just felt that it should be, done this way. Many of these have been, submitted before. And I imagine they will be rejected again. But, I'm still trying. Especially, the Marie Curie High School for nursing.
mhm,
That's something that I can't understand because, health right now is the going profession that everybody is rushing into. So I don't know why they're not giving money for the education of the students, so. I'm not sure that I understand it, but I don't have to understand it. All I do is what I'm told. And the expense also, we have the 6 days of libraries, which we've done for many years, and we have gotten that. And the others, again, they're pretty much the same schools and, just in different order, so,
Well, can I just ask one question?
Sure.
Since it's really continuing to support with the New York Public Libraries, so do you wanna have that as your number one priority?
yes. I do. Because I don't want it, looked over.
Okay.
You know, they might just decide that, you know, we don't wanna pay for 6 days, we'll just give 5 days. But we wanna make sure that it looks important. That's why I put it as number one.
Okay, great.
I think that, the 24 on the Capitol, in terms of the building that, 24 is in, which is a very old building, and they put the windows in that were not the right size, and the walls are crumbling and all that. I really don't, and they've already closed 4 classrooms. And that's an elementary school, and they want smaller classes, legislation has been passed. And, SEA is not doing anything about the windows. It's just, weird. Because it's going to happen in other classrooms. They were installed in all of the rooms, so I don't understand why they're doing that.
And they also gonna need more classrooms, because they are hiring more teachers now
Right,
to accommodate the smaller.
exactly,
sizes.
exactly, they're
Yeah.
gonna run out of space.
How old, the
Yeah.
building is 60 years old? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, at least. And they lost the annex which was the extra space. with
The
thing
annex where,
On the, across the street.
Independence.
Mm-hmm.
Bright Horizons, right?
Yeah.
In the annex.
Oh, that's what, I
Yeah.
thought it was,
No, they replaced it with
Oh.
another school.
what about in the Riverdale Jewish Center? What's that?
That's
That's
Okay.
atmosphere, that's
The Atmosphere
Yeah,
Academy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
So they weren't there, they were,
They were at the Whitehall.
At the Whitehall.
Like.
okay. Again, this is like not holding, I've been
Well,
here
both
for,
my kids went.
Oh,
to
okay.
that, So they were in the
Uh-huh.
annex.
Yeah.
okay, so I've been
When
here
I
for 8
started, they
years,
were
so.
still in
They
the
were
annex
still
for
in
like
the
another
annex.
year or 2
Mhm.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids went to the annex
Mhm.
also.
And why
Had
did
it a long
they
time.
take them out of the annex?
oh, that's a whole.
That's,
Oh.
you know.
They lost the lease. SCA did not negotiate, enough with the White, not the White, yeah, with the White.
With the White House,
So
right,
they
it's White House
decided
commercial space,
to
yeah.
lease to another school.
Well, they were paying a
Mhm.
lot more money.
Yes, but
And
they
it's a
should have,
private building, so
it's a
therefore,
private building, they could do what they want with the space, but
Mhm.
it was a whole debate because they should have negotiated like a long, way before it
Mhm.
got to that point. And they didn't, so that's when they started to look for other tenants.
well, that really went through, DOE.
Yeah,
And they weren't
SCA.
willing to pay any more money.
Yeah,
They just said no.
yeah,
And they thought that they would cave in,
yeah.
and they didn't cave
Yeah.
in because they had this other,
Mhm.
element.
School
not-
waiting, yeah.
It was a nursery school.
Yeah, they.
Come in and pay millions of dollars for the space, so,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
I can't blame the building to, you know, for doing that, I would do that. So I don't know what's going to happen to 24. It's very sad.
Hmm.
But we'll see what they say.
Can I ask a question about 24? There is a construction going on for the last, like, over a year, right, on Independence? They doing something to the side of the school. Do you know what
Is it
that?
the new playground? Or
No,
is there supposed to be-
it's on
Oh.
Independence.
Oh,
It's on
okay.
is it
the-
facade work on the
Or
outside?
maybe
of
it's
the
a
school?
facade work,
I can ask, or we can ask.
because it's been going on for a while now.
I have to ask, it
That's
doesn't,
not, it's not related to.
yeah,
To the proposed, right? It has
Right.
nothing
no,
to
that's,
do-
cause
oh,
that's
okay,
in work already,
Okay.
but I don't remember what it was. I have to look.
They did a lot of work for a while.
Mm-hmm,
It took years. They had the trailers outside.
yeah,
I don't really know what they did. I think it had something to do with the environment.
yeah, well, that's where they also did facade work and asbestos removal,
Right.
so that's why they had.
Yeah,
the
they were
trailer
also on
and
the
all
other
that.
side of the block.
Yeah,
Um, but I think that's when they put the windows in. And they screwed up.
mm. Yeah,
So,
I mean,
Mr.
I would
Schwartz?
think if they screwed up, that, I don't know, is it SCA that screwed up, or
yes,
because usually you would sue.
whoever the contractor was,
Bad work, yeah. Yeah.
the contractor.
Mm,
Mr. Schwartz says that they're too large,
yeah.
and therefore it is, breaking down the walls.
Hmm.
You don't want children in those rooms. He has a problem. And as they close more, rooms, things are gonna get tougher,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they have the small classes. So. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Luckily, it's not my decision. Okay, and, so we'll, that's what I'm going to hand in. I just want the committee to know that.
Great.
Um. We don't have to vote on it, it's just a consensus. Old business, anything anyone wants to bring up? No, nothing. And, was that Georgia?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just coughed.
Yeah, okay.
We hear you.
So new business.
Yeah, I hear you hear me. Oh, okay.
I'm glad. New business, the only thing I can think of is that art in the public schools, which I'll bring back next month. Hopefully I'll have more of a audience. And
And
That's
it's your
my-
last meeting next month too, right? Because you're not gonna have a June meeting,
no,
so.
right, I'm not having a June meeting because the schools are closed.
Mm-hmm,
And
Okay.
traditionally I just don't.
mm-hmm.
So I guess we're adjourned. It's a very short meeting.
That was easy. Okay.
Excuse me, Sylvia.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt like that. I
No,
just
no,
wanted
that's
to
fine.
say I apologize for not calling to wish everyone a belated happy Passover and also happy Easter. I apologize.
I thought
everyone.
apology is accepted. Did you have a good,
Thank-
holiday?
Yes, it was fine.
Yeah,